subject to prosecution if they don't comply, which is really heavy, that the head teacher would be liable. And on top of that, a ban on crisps, chocolate, sugary drinks, you know, all these vending machines out, none of that stuff available within the schools. Deadline September 2006. Now, I think everyone would agree on the poor quality food. I mean, nobody wants children eating poor quality food,
sure.
you know, the sort of garbage that gets chucked out elsewhere. But a wee chocolate, a wee packet of crisps, is that not just a ban too far?
No, I think it's long overdue. I think too long kids' food it's not brain food, and I think they get into such bad habits. I mean, if you know any young children, you know when you give them chocolate or sweets, their temperament afterwards. How on earth can you expect a child to sit down, be educated, when they're running all these sugar highs?
I mean, I don't know, should we overreact? I mean, yes, they need good quality food, but a treat, for goodness sake. I mean, I ate sweeties till they were coming out my ears when I was a kid. I loved them. Fruit salads, blackjacks, assorted tools, fish and chips,
and look what
golden nuggets, and I loved them. And, you know, it was part of my childhood. It was the thing that made me happy.
Do you know a friend of mine, though? She actually educated her child from a very young age and just encouraged her to eat natural food, you know, natural sugars, fruit, and just didn't treat her with sugars. And then, because of this education, when she grew up and went to her friend's house and they were all having sweets, she actually naturally went towards the healthier option. And I just think you're giving your child a better start in life for lots of reasons.
Well, wasn't she very alone, sitting in the corner all by herself? She had nothing on her apple, it's fine.
I just have to say about the temperament thing when you give them sweets. I mean, obviously I have 2 children. I don't find that.
Well, I don't find it,
actually.
I don't find that at all. If anything, they calm down.
I think a total ban is crazy, only because the more you say no to a child and take things away from a child, the more they'll want it. And it'll turn into that thing of, you know, instead of cigarettes, you'll be like, do you want a Mars bar?
There's so many natural alternatives now. You don't have to go and eat.
But there's also the
biscuits.
consistency thing. I mean, to do this in schools, that's fine if that's been replicated outside, so in the home, that they're also introducing the same kind of rules. But I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case. And then you should also say, well, should it be that nobody eats chocolate? I mean, are we really at a stage where we need to wipe out chocolate altogether? Yeah. So why should schools take responsibility? I mean, I consider it as a parent my responsibility to make sure that my child has a healthy diet.
Because children go to schools to be educated, and that includes a healthy diet. Some kids go to school, what they have at lunchtime is their main meal of the day.
No, but I mean, I'm not at all questioning that they should have a very good quality lunch at school. 100%. We're talking about things as a treat. I mean, well, what are your plans for Junior Dwyer then?
Well, it's probably not going to want to come out when he listens to what I have to say. Well, I'm hoping to do as my friend did and just try and educate them and give them a healthy alternative. Well, hopefully, when it gets a bit older, it'll want an apple and not
so no sweeties, no sweeties?
No, it can have sweeties, but in moderation. And so I'm not going to go, no, you can't, because I'm well aware that that would just, you know, have an adverse effect.
I think the problem is that, you know, some children... I mean, I tried so hard to get both my kids to eat healthy vegetables and everything else. My daughter eats a lot of vegetables. My son doesn't, and he won't. And I try to get him to eat vegetables, and he hates them. I'm not going to force him. I'm not going to force feed him. They tried to do that with me at school with red cabbage, and I hate the sight of it now.
Oh, but you can hide them in all sorts of food. They don't have to look like vegetables.
So do you not accept that, Terry, you know, when Kim says that you just won't?
Oh, well, I just think now, because we're so knowledgeable about food, you can actually hide that they're vegetables. They don't have to look like a plate of vegetables.
They
can
still
make
taste the same.
No, but you can make them taste so differently. That's a lame excuse, Kim Ross.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Come on. I hated veg as a kid.
No.
I love it now.
Well, maybe that's why your child
right.
hates it.
Now, where are we now? When's baby due again?
No.
When's baby due again?
March the 4th.
OK, so we'll revisit this in March of 2007, I think, and we'll see. But you never know. You might be right. Absolutely, you might be right.
She's not.
Time to take a break. Oh, I fancy a bit of chocolate. But don't go anywhere. Still to come today, we're sorting out the rules of love with best-selling writer Freya North, and Atomic Kitten Jenny Frost will be joining us for a chat, revealing all about her solo album. Back soon. Welcome back to Wednesday's Loose Women. Still to come today, she's gone from kittens to catwalks. Jenny Frost on her debut solo single, Crash Landing, and why she never goes out without matching undies. Very good model in life, I think. Talking of morals, we've got our loose moral here. Linda from Beverley has written in. And so this is a situation she'd like us to discuss. She says, I've been seeing a married man for 7 years now, and much as I really like him, it's just sex for both of us. My friends tell me to ditch him all the time because he's married, but I don't have much of a life. He's the only exciting thing in it. I work full-time, so the time we do spend together is great, just once a week for an hour. I can't give him up. We've tried so many times, but we just end up... What did I say? I'll just press on regardless. I don't even know what I said. So we end up back together. Is there anything wrong with it?
Yes.
Why is that funny?
Well, once a week for an hour. He's a terrible lover. How awful is that?
I was thinking that was quite a long time.
I think the answer's in the email, though. The fact that the lady talks about saying that she's got nothing else going on. I think if she had more of the things going on, she probably
But hang on,
be
is there anything wrong with it, she's asking?
Absolutely.
She's saying they're not harming anyone, the wife doesn't know, and she's not likely to know after 7 years. It's a wee hour, a wee quick bit of how's your father.
I think it'd be good for the wife to know that it's only an hour a week. So she can go out and find someone else who's better at it. But, seriously.
No, we're trying to help her, not just...
No, to help her.
Is there anything
get a life.
wrong with it?
Yes.
Yes, it's...
Why?
Because it's immoral.
And I think, I mean, if Sean was doing that to me, well, I wouldn't want to be with a man that wants to share.
No, but you're not the wife. You are the mistress in this situation. Linda is the mistress, if that's what you want to call it in this situation. As I say, it's only an hour. I won't go on. You know, is it not harming anyone? You know, she's got not a very exciting life, gives her a bit of a perk, obviously does something for him.
But he's flogging a dead horse. I mean, there's going to be no happy... I didn't mean it like that.
Linda didn't say that in the video. No, we shouldn't laugh about this. It's very genuine.
But there's
Come
going
on.
to be no happy ending there, is there? Because there's 3 people in this, and somebody... Well, all of them, ultimately, I don't think the guy is actually... It's going to get incredibly hurt. And I think really what she needs to do is look at her own life. I mean, she doesn't need a guy like that. If he's cheating on his wife, what's he doing with her?
But she knows the score, that's the thing. You know, she's not expecting anything else. She's not expecting, you know, that it's going to develop into anything. She's not waiting for him to leave his wife.
Isn't that a bit sad, though? I mean, it sounds like she's got self-esteem issues.
Yes.
It sounds like she's not satisfied in her own life. She needs to work on what it is that she wants out of life, barring the 1 hour. I mean, there is more to life than that.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, that's what you should focus on. You don't want to have a life that there's only 1 hour of excitement in a week, then, so you have to... So, I mean, you have to really look at that. Like, in terms of anything wrong with it...
But you've got to judge him by the situation he's got himself into. I mean, it doesn't say a lot about the kind of person that he is, that he can betray his wife, what is it, 7 years with a mistress. Who would want to be with somebody?
I don't know if it's that bad.
Oh,
you know, I really,
how can you
honestly...
say that?
No, in France they do it all the time, don't they? They take on mistresses, you know, that marriage has been going on for a long time, and they love each other and everything else, but you never have the same...
If it's open and both parties know what's going on...
No, because that's no fun. No,